Hi everybody, my name is Nancy and I'm a student at Indiana University. I wanted to show you guys something really cool that I found in our Student Center. It's called the AAR, or Academic Advisement Report. Basically what it does is it looks at all the courses you've taken in your college career and compares them with the courses that you need to take to graduate in your major. It's really cool and really useful. I'm going to go ahead and show you mine, and then that way you guys can look yours up later. Our first step is to go to the Student Center from your OneStart homepage. Next, navigate from your Student Center homepage to the My Academics and Grades link on your left. Once you're directed to the My Academics page in the Advising section, click on the View My Advisement Report link. Once the report request page opens, check to make sure that the institution listed in the drop-down is the one that you're currently attending. Next, look at the report type drop-down. Notice that there are a couple different types of AARs you can choose from. Because IU wants to give you a lot of information, there are a couple different types of advising reports you can look at. Right now we're going to just work with the standard AAR today. So select the option at the bottom, Academic Advising Report in parentheses AAR, and then hit Process Request. Once your report opens, you'll see a career map. This is just a list of the institution you're enrolled in, the programs you're enrolled in, your major, and your minors. To help explain my next point, I'm going to hit the Collapse All button. I'll explain what this does in just a minute. Under your career map, you'll see some dark blue bars that represent general requirements to attain your degree. This can be anything from your general education requirements to the requirements for your major, or even the requirements for a minor. If you open up one of the blue bars by clicking the small green triangle in the left-hand corner, you'll see some lighter blue bars. These represent more specific requirements. For instance, for a subject such as fundamental literacies under my general education requirements, or your Common Core courses. Now that you understand the basic layout of the AAR, I'm going to show you some buttons that'll make it a little easier to read. If you scroll up to directly under your career map, you'll see three buttons: Collapse All, Expand All, and Restore. The button I used earlier was Collapse All. What this does is it collapses all of the general requirements, which are the dark blue bars. If you hit the button Expand All, it'll expand all the requirements. You'll notice as I scroll down that now all of the little green triangles that had their requirements closed up have dropped down, even if I've already fulfilled them. If we scroll back up and hit the Restore button, the report will restore itself to its default view, which shows collapsed requirements as those that I've already completed and expanded requirements as those that I have left to complete. If we look at my fundamental literacies requirement in my general education, I've already completed writing and critical thinking, and so those are both collapsed, whereas I have not yet completed my oral communication requirement, and so it remains expanded. You'll notice that underneath fundamental literacies, there is a label that says Not Satisfied, meaning I still have to complete that requirement. Once I complete the oral communication requirement for this section, the oral communication expanded portion will collapse and the Not Satisfied header will read Satisfied. I think it's worth mentioning now that if your report doesn't look quite as complete as mine, that's okay. When you first start at IU, because you haven't had the time to complete some of the requirements, most of your requirements will be expanded, like my oral communication requirement. Because of this, your AAR will be a lot longer than mine looks right now. As you get closer and closer to graduation, and more requirements collapse, your AAR will look more like the Collapse All option. I'm going to go ahead and return to the restored view so that we can continue on with the tutorial. Let's look at another requirement. If I scroll down to World Languages, you'll see that this is a requirement I haven't fulfilled. In the Not Satisfied box, there is a description of what I need to do to fulfill the requirement, and then a course counter that tells how many courses are required, how many I've taken, and how many I have left. If you'll look underneath it as well, you'll see that there's a list of accepted courses. These are courses that I can take to fulfill the requirement. You'll see that some of the courses are listed as links. For instance, if I click on Second Year Chinese 2 and open it up, it'll take me to a course detail page. This tells me when the course is offered, and sometimes will even give a brief description of what the course is about. And from here, I can add it to my planner. Let's go back to the AAR. We'll do this by clicking the Return To button at the top. Once we've returned to the world languages, you might notice that some of the course codes have hashtags in them. This is just used to search for a general requirement, such as when a requirement accepts courses that are at the 300 level or the 400 level. If you click on these links, it'll take you to a course detail page, and it'll show you the courses that will be accepted by the requirement. Again, we'll use the Return To button to get back to the AAR. Once we've returned to the AAR, we're going to scroll up from World Languages to take a look at some of the icons that you'll see commonly on your AAR. If we look at My Contemporary Social Values section in the Non-Western Cultures and Diversity in U.S. Society section, you'll see a yellow diamond and a green circle with a check mark in it. The yellow diamond indicates that I'm currently enrolled in a class and taking it to fulfill a requirement, whereas the green circle with the check mark through it indicates that you have already completed a course, and you can note your grade in the grade box here. If you find any icons that you haven't seen before on this tutorial or others, you can scroll up and take a look at all the icons that you'll see on the AAR. You'll notice here that the yellow diamond I mentioned says In Progress next to it, and the green circle with the check mark says Taken. The last thing I'm going to show you on the AAR is at the very bottom of your report, so I recommend hitting the Collapse All button. Once you've done this, you can scroll down to the very bottom to see the Printer Friendly button. When you click the Printer Friendly button, it'll take you to a page that will open up a PDF of your AAR that you can print out and take to your advisor. So that's about it for the AAR. It's pretty easy, and it's a great tool that I hope you all start using. It's a quick and easy way to see how close you are to attaining your degree, and what you have left to do in order to achieve that goal. I want to make sure that you understand, though, that even though the AAR is a great tool, the AAR can't provide the same insight as your actual advisor. I definitely recommend visiting your advisor and asking them any questions you have about your degree requirements. And with our Printer Friendly button, you can even print out a copy of your AAR and take it with you. Look for more videos from us about other advising tools at your disposal. Until next time!